Gang, what's going on? What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Who do we have on here? We've got the man, Michael Mazza. Marcel's in the house. Kyle Gibbs, what's up? All right, how we guys doing? Anybody else yet? We're a couple minutes early. Red Fox Pyro, what's happening, man? Who else? We got Rogers in the house. Aaron Cedillo's in the house. What's good? I'm sure we'll get a whole bunch more coming too. But welcome and thank you guys for sharing Saturday night with me. And I hope you're all doing well. What do we have here? All right, let's see what we're chatting about. MLB Network televising college. Ooh, nice. College baseball. I love it. Texas versus LSU, always a powerhouse game. Oh, yeah. Another day in paradise. Yeah, I'm jealous, dude. The Mafia is good, man. All's good over here. I hope you guys had a good week. Hope you're all doing well. Man, May or June would be a gut punch, wouldn't it, Mazza? It would be an absolute gut punch, man. That would stink, man. I mean, you know, it made some half-decent proposals over the last couple of days, and hopefully that triggers some sensible negotiations, because I think some of them probably realize, too, that it might have been a stupid move for the union to just flat-out reject everything that the owners proposed, because they were getting quite a few concessions in this proposal. So I'm curious to see what they think. Could Aaron Judge get screwed over? He could, but you know, I depends on what your definition of screwed over means. No. Yeah, I started a couple minutes early, Daily Dose. I got on a few minutes early. Franchise in the house. Al Myers is here. Jason Lung, what's going on, bud? Abington Bronx, what is good? Chicken Parm's in the house. Love having chicken parm here, man. What's happening, man? Mookie Betts is here too. Do I think they'll get a deal? Well, so they're meeting tomorrow, and they're going to, I guess, rediscuss the things that have been proposed over the last couple of days. Meeting some peanut M&Ms with my water. So I'm not sure if you've seen, but the MLB Players Association said they were willing to participate in a 14-team playoff in exchange for more flexibility on their CBT, the collective bargaining threshold, and a couple other things. But I think the CBT is the main thing that they wanted. The 14-team playoff was the main thing the owners wanted. So that could be a good point there for compromise. But they're going to have to be willing to compromise. Like, in all honesty, the owners are probably going to have to move up to at least 230 and tier it upward, you know, the 245 to 250 or something like that over the next 5 years. So, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, these guys need to, you know, they both own a lot of this problem. And Hirsch is here. What's up, man? Mets fans in the house. Sean Browning's here too. Tyler Hopkins. What's going on, man? Udall. Shalom. What's going on, buddy? Jared Miller's in the house. William Fogum. Fantasy football player 38. If I miss you, my apologies. I'll get to you along the live stream. Jason Cook's in the house. Christopher Woods. Francisco Leon. What's going on? Why did they stop pets? They only stopped testing because it's in a lockout. That's why. And once this thing ends, they're going to go right back into testing. And the fact is, like, these guys, generally a loading cycle for PEDs or steroids is several months. So they're going to get busted one way or another as soon as they start testing again. So, you know, I don't see many people getting busted for that right out the gates. So Mateo's in the house. What's going on? I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of 14-team playoffs either. I personally like the 10, because I think the very best teams should be playing in the playoffs. But, you know, maybe it gives an opportunity for a team that just, you know, is under the cusp or whatever to go on a heater and run the table on everybody. It happens before. It has happened before. So, and it could definitely happen. Do I think Girardi would have allowed Cole to yell at him like he did? I don't think Girardi would have come out to check on him. I think Girardi would have been, I'm going to let this dude finish. But that was classic. That was Cole. I mean, Cole was like, I'm finishing this MFing game. And, he just turned his ass around and went back to the dugout. So, but I remember Joe Torre was going to come out and get Mike Mussina. And Mussina said, get your ass back in the dugout. And Torre was just, all right. So, and Cole was not getting out of that game. That dude was breathing fire out of his nose, man. But I remember that. I'll never forget that game. I was watching that against Houston. He struck out Gurriel, I think it was, for the last down. He was so fired up. And good. I mean, Scherzer did not want to play a whole season if the season delay a month or two. Whatever, dead arm. He did come off a dead arm at the end of the year. So, that's a good point. After MLB and the PA, well, I mean, they both bear responsibility here, Anthony. There's no doubt about it, man. There's no doubt about it. At the end of the day, man, how about making it about the fans for once, who pay your bloated salaries with the money we spend just to go to games or watch them on streaming services? Deal by Tuesday would be awesome. Oh, my God, yeah. Lukester Sports, thank you so much for the donut on the Super Chat, man. I appreciate you. Will there be a season this year? Yes, I think there will be. And the fact is, put it this way, and there's a lot of things that go into this. So about a third of the league itself is on this minimum salary, right? And these pre-R players and whatnot. So soon to be probably $700K or a little bit more. Keep in mind, as much as the players at the top are going to be losing a lot of money, let's just use Max Scherzer makes $43 million a year. Let's say they miss a month of the season, a month out of 6. He's going to lose upwards of $7 million. He's still going to make $36 million. That's a lot. Keep in mind, guys like Oswald Peraza and some of these other guys, players that are in the minor leagues but are still on the 40-man roster, they can't do anything. They can't do anything. They are completely blacked out. Can't do anything. So, and can't play, can't practice, they can't even go to the facility. So they're just kind of wasting away until this lockout's over, while their teammates who are not on the 40-man roster are going through minor league camp right now and doing all this other stuff. Tyler Talbot, what's up, buddy? Lorenzo's in the house. What's good, man? Wednesday, yeah, the last couple of weeks I've been out of commission a little bit, Lorenzo. I'll probably not do one this Wednesday. It'll be next Saturday for the next couple of weeks. And then obviously once the lockout ends, I'll be back to Wednesday and Saturday. Just been picking up a lot of family stuff on Wednesday. So, and sometimes my wife works late nights on Wednesday, so I have to kind of work around that. But for now, once the lockout's over, it'll be a different story. But it's going to be kind of open, hit or miss. But I'll definitely be doing them on Saturdays every week religiously. That's no doubt about it. And I'll eventually be back to Wednesdays and Saturdays in a couple weeks. So Ben Verlander deal will be done by. I mean, deal by Tuesday or Wednesday would be phenomenal. It really, really would. And again, thanks so much for the donut super chat, man. It's greatly appreciated. 7-inning. I actually like the 7-inning doubleheaders, to be honest, only because Chicken Parm, it helps to preserve the pitcher's arm, the pitchers themselves. You're not going through as many pitchers, but that also, says that starting pitchers should go a little bit longer too. So I prefer the 7 over the 9s, but that's just me. And it's two 9-inning doubleheaders is taxing on the guy, especially if you have a travel day the next day or whatever. Or if there's a game the next day, and they still have to travel. So it's just the way I look at it. Dustin May, Bueller, Gratterall, Smith, Muncy. Dude, if you can get a return like that, Mazza, you're in the damn Hall of Fame, dude. You're in the Hall of Fame, Mazza. Good Lord. To Milwaukee and the Dodgers. That's a ridiculous return for the Yankees. Number 1, right out the gates, Mazza. You're just killing it already, bro. I love it. Gary Johnson, what's happening, man? Udall, happy wife. Oh, yeah, don't I know it. Don't I know that, Udall. Absolutely, man. I think the extra inning, the extra base runner in extra innings, the runner on second in extra innings is kind of dumb. If I would have done that, I would have had the runner on first for like the 10th and the 11th inning, maybe even the 12th. And if it went past that, then you move them up to second and so on. But this puts the relievers at a disadvantage right away. So that's the only way I would do it. It would be a gradual phasing up of a runner, but it would have to be several innings after the game. Wink the man. Tomorrow's proposal, I mean, what we know right now is I'm primarily going to focus on the collective bargaining thresholds and the extended playoffs. So once I have more details on it, I'll actually put a video out on it so you know exactly what the details are. But the fact that they're offering this for that now is, to me, an encouraging sign, because they're showing, You know, they're talking about the two most important things now. This most important thing to me, like you know, you can have what you want. We want to have what we want. And they're talking about the most important things now, not just me, and take it or leave it. This bullcrap negotiating that they did for the first 2 months. Now it's a little bit different. They're, you know, trading off compromising pieces here. So that to me says that at least they're serious about ending this stupid thing, hopefully sooner than later. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But dude, I would love a deal by Tuesday or Wednesday. That would be phenomenal. They've already pushed back games to March 18th at the earliest. So I would expect to lose a couple more games in the regular season as well after the first 2 series. So if they're going to put a runner on second, do it after. Exactly, Chicken Parm. Exactly. If you're going to put a runner on after the 9th, it would have to be on first, and then, or just wait until the 12th to do it. That was kind of my cutoff to the 12th inning. So Jeter left any word on anyone on Posada. I don't know anything on. There's no word yet on Posada, Sean, as far as I know. But you know, I know ESPN is already courting Jeter as well. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm really curious to see what he does. I really am. I don't think he's done with baseball by any means. No. Mets fans, thank you so much for the Dono Super Chat, man. Did I hear Jones Fargo signed with the Mets? I did not. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for sharing that, dude. Jones Fargus. I did not hear that. Wow. That's interesting. Mets fans. Dude, thank you again for the Super Chat. I appreciate it, man. Right out the gate, 2 Super Chats. Thank you, guys. 50 pancakes were a hit Sunday. No more for 50 pancakes. My God. What is your take on that, Mets fans? What do you think about the signing? Do I think Gito has some? I hope so. It would be kind of nice if he had some kind of role with the Yankees. I mean, he's a guy that I would give him uninterrupted power if he came in with the Yankees. This guy's a man of principle. Obviously, I don't think he'd take with the position here with the Yankees if they're going to screw around with him. Hal and the rest of them, Cashman, I don't think he would take it. That would have to be in writing, in agreed writing and stuff like that. So that's the only way I would do it if I were Jeter too. So, well, guys, if you don't mind, you get those likes up. It's greatly appreciated. We got 88 in here right now and only 33 likes. So I just want to get them up, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And hopefully we'll get over 100 likes. It would be awesome. He announced it did he really? Mets fans, he announced it on Twitter. Okay, that's cool. Automated strike zone. I personally don't like taking the human effect out of the game. I don't like robot umpires in the majors either, so I'm not a fan of that stuff. Automated strike zone. I don't know. That's some part I wouldn't take out. I mean, I wouldn't implement if ever me, but that's just me. Got another Mazda blockbuster here. Dude, that's a monster return too. From Oakland and from Milwaukee. Wow, dude. Mazda, man, if there's any way in the world they can get all those guys back to the Yankees, that would be phenomenal. Phenomenal, man. Really would be. You're right about that, Hirsch. Your homemade pancakes, man. Nothing like them. Really, I like homemade French toast too. Who would I be traded for? Montez or Manaea? One or the other? Montez will cost more, but I still think I would go for Montez because he's a little bit more. He's a little bit better than Manaea. Personally, I would go after Montez. I would go after both. I mean, if they somehow decide to sign Freddie Freeman or Anthony Rizzo for whatever reason, I would go after both of those guys. Try to make a trade for Montez and Manaea. Bring in 2 starters in one trade. Both sides definitely have to make concessions to get a newbie. And this is Edwin, and you're absolutely right. I mean, and I think the concession here is obviously the concession is from the Players Association is we'll give you the 14-team playoff, which is what you want, in exchange for giving us what we want, more range, more flexibility on the collective bargaining threshold, which is, again, it's only going to impact a few teams. Well, 4 teams, the Tigers, the Angels, the Diamondbacks, and the Reds voted, the owners voted no to the $220 million initial level of CBT. And, you know, it's puzzling to me, particularly for teams like the Angels and the Tigers who have billionaire owners who have spent a lot. I could see it a little bit more at the Diamondbacks and the Reds, but they receive revenue sharing money, okay? They never hit these thresholds. It's not going to affect them anyway. But these teams that get revenue sharing money from the big market teams, if you're going to vote against stuff like that, then you should not get revenue sharing, especially if you don't use it for players and for your payroll. So like, if they're pocketing the money, they shouldn't get it to begin with. But why are you voting against those threshold levels? Well, it's still not going to affect more than a handful of teams. I mean, they call it a cap, but there's been 7 or 8 teams that have gone over it recently. So, but at the same time, I mean, they pay the penalties and they moved on, and they've already relented on the higher threshold of penalties. They went back down to the normal level. So it's not going to be as punitive going over these levels. But at the same time, I understand, but I understand, them wanting to increase the thresholds, but like somebody like Max Scherzer going after the Yankees for not spending, dude, shut up. I mean, like the Yankees are either at the threshold or over the threshold or just under it every single year. So using the Yankees is a stupid example. So, but he's also drinking the Scott Boras Kool-Aid. So, but whatever, Boras has way too much juice in the league. So, but it is what it is. Kyle, yeah, let's just play baseball, man. Damn right. Amen. Any word on what the free agent signing time frame will be? No, not yet, Damaris. I mean, it's been mainly because once they agree, then it'll probably be within a few hours that free agency begins. And and that's the reason why they keep announcing kind of pushback of timelines, because they're still going to need 4 weeks of spring training as a ramp-up period, no matter what. So that's why they're incrementally pushing games back, because they will need, and you make a good point, Damaris, you're going to need time to sign these players, and they're going to need time to pass physicals, and it's going to take, probably 48 hours to get this thing done for each player. And not everybody's going to sign the first day. There's 300 players that need to be signed, that are available to be signed. So it will take probably a good 2 weeks to get all these guys signed and ready to go and in camp and whatever else. So that's one reason why they're incrementally doing this, pushing games back, and they just push it from like the 8th to the 18th and so on. So I think it's going to be that way until they hit the agreement. So hopefully that makes sense to Mark. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the 14-team playoff either. It's just way too many teams in the playoffs. It's like kind of like football. I don't know. All right, Miami, Seattle, and the Yankees. All right, Mazda's got another one here, baby. Fritz, what's happening? Send Hicks to Japan for Suzuki and Tanaka. Oh, that'd be nice. 50 pancakes, man. You're a beast. Udall. Franchise, you took your son to see. Oh, so the Batman's good. Okay. I'm personally partial to the Dark Knight series, but Ben Affleck was pretty solid. Obviously, Michael Keaton, but I loved the Dark Knight series. But I'll take a look at a franchise. If you say it was good, I'll often take a look at it because I like Batman. So. Carlisle Road. If you're a small market team trying to hang on to someone, they don't want to give large market teams some more room to bid against you. I mean, it's fair, but the small market teams have more range at the bottom because they're not anywhere nearing the penalty levels. Nowhere. So they can afford to sign these guys to big deals more and not have to worry about paying the additional penalties because they're anywhere. And the fact is they get all this free money, tens of millions of dollars in revenue sharing from the large market teams, and the majority of them don't use it. They pocket it, and they're not required to use it, which is, to me, it's criminal. It's fraudulent. Like, it's just, I don't understand that, and I definitely don't agree with it. Yankees get Alcantara, Pablo Lopez, Roger Stallings, Frazier, France. Oh, man, dude. Another monster return for the Yankees, man. Another monster return for the Yankees. Let me reach over here and get some M&Ms. Hang on a second, guys. There we go. Excuse me. TJ Singh's in the house. Mariners fan. Be kind of like a cop-out to finally make the playoffs when they... Well, you'd hope that they make them improvements. I totally get what you're saying. You'd hope they'd make enough improvements to take the next level to make, to make the playoffs. Backstage Baseballs here. What's up, buddy? Michael K said the Angels should be. The Angels and the Tigers, Sean. They have billionaire owners. They've already been spending a lot. They haven't surpassed the threshold, either one, but I don't know why they're voting no to it. I really don't. Maybe they want to go past the threshold and they're afraid of paying the penalties or don't want to. But the fact is, they're not small market teams. Neither one of them. They're a large market team. So I don't understand why they would do that. Sean, but Michael K makes a good point. He's right. Mazza could definitely be a GM. He could definitely be a front office dude. Damn right for that. Puts up some outstanding trades, some bold, outstanding trades, man. I think they're going to the 9th innings to 12th inning, 14 to 15 team changes. Good one. Bad to the ball. Cancel games. What's that, Courtney? I want to make sure I understand that. Maz needs to replace Fish. Fishman's a good one too, man. Fishman's a good one. Both of them would be better. Two great minds are better than one. Oop. I've been watching you every day for the Lockout News. Matt, I appreciate that, man. Just join the stream. Any more news come out? Matt, well, they're meeting tomorrow morning. And the major topics to be discussed are going to be the CBT, which is what the players union wants, and extended playoffs, which is what the owners want. So those are the two biggest negotiating points right now. So, and the fact that they're specifically talking about these things, and they're offering kind of as a bone to each other, leads me to believe that something can be agreed on there, which could hopefully lead to, agreements with most of the other stuff as well. But those are the two big ones. And those are the ones that are going to be discussed tomorrow when they meet up in New York. So that's some encouraging news, Matt. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope Boris and Scherzer are not in the room. So, but we'll see. I'll definitely put out a video once I have the intel on it. You'll know. Seager, yeah, Kyle Seager retired. Yeah, Sean. Yes, sir, he did. A lot of people in this college game, college football game, because they get college football, college baseball. They pack the stadiums all the time. Especially if it's a Texas LE, like an SEC type or something like that, or one of those big teams like that. I mean, Vanderbilt, they always pack them in. Dominic Davis. So, did you like the Batman movie? I got some positive feedback so far. Where do I think Correa in free agency, Mike Doyle? I had originally predicted him to Philadelphia, which I could still see happening. I think it opens up now because the owners have agreed to scrap the qualifying offer, the compensation that goes along with qualifying offer. So teams can sign a guy like Correa that's on a qualifying offer without forfeiting draft picks and international prospect money now. So it's just going to cost money. So it opens his possibilities. It opens him up to the Yankees. It opens him up to some other teams. I know there's been speculation about the Mets. I don't see it happening. I'd be shocked. Astros going back and some other teams. Philadelphia can definitely use him. I'm sticking with my Philly prediction for now. He can go to the Tigers too, and they just moved Bias a second. So he's got more options now. So, attaboy backstage. Good job, man. Congrats, buddy, in hockey. Congrats. Batman TV series. Oh, man. With Adam West, Edwin? I'm talking about the one with Adam West. Prediction for when this lockout ends. Before the end of this month, Travis. Before. Excuse me, my allergies. Excuse me. Got some allergies. Before the end of the month, Travis. Kyle Seager. Yeah, Kyle Seager retired. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Dark Knight. I love Dark Knight Colbert. Love him. Bam Bam Mullins, yes, an underrated move. I mean, he was the guy that Aaron Boone beat out for the managerial position for the Yankees. So I think he'll be a good addition to the Dylan Lawson farm. He's familiar with the Yankees. He was a hitting coach with the Giants. He's got. He also played for the Yankees, so he's got some good pedigree, and he's been a successful player and a coach. So, I like that. And the lock. That's what's happening, Matt. I mean, they're meeting tomorrow to negotiate the big pieces. So that's the news on the lockout right now. and discussing CBT and extended playoffs and then whatever else they go. But those are the two big negotiating points that they're going over tomorrow. So it's stupid that teams voting against CBT raise. Exactly, Mateo. Exactly, dude. They don't even come close to it yet. They're voting against it. Do you think Andy Pettit is a Hall of Famer? I think Mark Watson, had he not been busted for Peds that 1 year, then he would have been going to the Hall of Fame. That's unfortunate. Even though he owned up to it and it only did it for less than a year, it's still going to be a stain on him. But with his credentials, he's borderline for me. But getting that PED hit, I think all but shut him out of the Hall of Fame. But he was one of the best baseball pitchers in the postseason ever. Yes, they are, man. Meeting tomorrow morning. Blue Jays may look at. Yes, they might. I wouldn't be surprised, Christopher Woods. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I could see Correa coming to the Yankees. I could see it. I could see it. Prediction: Derek Jeter will become a special assistant to the owner and obtain. So you're talking about the Yankees, Richard? Because I would sign up for that and get a little ownership stake here, and especially, yeah. Jeter, Ripken, and Griffey or Frank Thomas should have major roles. Jeter definitely, Cal Ripken definitely. I mean, all those guys. All those guys are good dudes. Predicting start date April 15th for a game that's planned tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, April 15th would be optimistic. I said before, a player should give 16-team post. Hell no. Hell no to 16-team postseason. No way. No, thank you. 16 is way too much. They already play 162 games. If they can't figure out who the best teams are at that point, I mean, there's something going on, something wrong with the sport. May 2nd, all-time favorite Yankees, Clete Boyer, Thurman. Oh, great players, Chicken Parm. Great players. Hendricks, Wilson Contreras. Ooh, Marquez, Montez, man. Man, is another. I like that return too, dude. I like that return. Even though the Yankees give a lot up in these trades, they get a hell of a lot back in Maz's trade. So kudos, man. Well done, bro. Willie, thanks so much, man. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to try to keep it and give you as much up-to-date, accurate information as possible. I want you all to know what's going on. I want you to be in the know, and I want you to know exactly when this lockout ends. So I appreciate the kind words, man. Evening to you, Billy Branch. What's up, bud? If we're going to pay this. Yeah, I totally understand, Billy. I know there's going to be a lot of people hesitant to pay the money to go see. Because you just pay so much money. Parking, this, that, and these people are still haggling over. It's not the have and the have-nots, in my opinion. It's the haves and the have more. So, but it's still offensive in a lot of the ways. But I want to get the younger kids paid, and I want to get the minor leaguers who are on the 40-man roster playing again. So, and we love the sport of baseball, guys. Get something done here, where sort of the government doesn't get involved and all this stuff. Just get it done. Do the right thing here, guys. I mean. Ugh. Hopefully Posada leaves money. It would be awesome if Jeter and Posada came back here, franchise. Kind of cool. Yeah, it could be a catching instructor here. Oh my God, franchise. That's actually a great idea. Spring training instructor, catching instructor. That's a great idea. Aaron Hicks will definitely be on the trade block. That's for sure. I want to see if they can extract any type of value for him, even if it's just for salary dumping. Attach a good prospect to him or something. It's possible. Ed Whitson. Oh, my God, Hershey brought us back. All right, Milwaukee Yankees and the Diamondbacks. Maz's trade 5. Toby Sanchez, thank you so much, man. I appreciate kind words, man. I do it. I appreciate it, man. Am I going to the home opener? Very likely not, and which stinks, but I'd like to, but very likely not at this point. Mets fans, again, thank you again for the super chat, Don. I appreciate you. If you Google a player's stats, the career average is a lie. If you want to know why, I can tell you. I'm not joking. The career average is a lie. Well, remember it's prorated to 162 game average, even if they didn't play 162 games. So let's just say they hit 20 home runs in 81 games. That averages out to a 40 home run over 162 game period, even if they don't play 162 games. That's how my understanding of how they average that stuff out. So it's contingent upon how many games they played and what they put up. And then you factor that into the rest of the years that they put in. And they do that all the time. And then it's a lot of statistics that go along with it. But Mets fan, give some insight, man. Give us some insights. Community tab. What's the community tab backstage? I don't even know. What's good about it? Yeah, I did see Gallows. He's got a wider stance now, Richard. I saw him do some cage hitting, so he looks pretty solid. He still has an uppercut though. He's got to level that uppercut swing a little bit, but I have seen him, Richard. Talbot, I don't want 4 teams either. I mean, I would be 12 would be my cap, but 14, 16 is just way too much. And again, I'm of the opinion if you can't figure out who the playoff teams are at that point after 162 games, there's something wrong. There really is something wrong. Trout going off on it. Yeah, it is. I mean, he should be going off on Artie Moreno, not Manfred. This is where these owners, man, they're doing their part to sabotage things, and people are just blaming Manfred for everything. Yes, he's their lapdog. He represents the owners. It's just like we call Boone Cashman's lapdog and Cashman Howe's lapdog. Same thing. They do what the higher up wants, and he represents the owners, but the owners are the ones doing the stuff. So, and like Scott Boras on the other side is doing his thing. So, Manfred's just a convenient guy. He's universally hated, and unfortunately, so it's easy to spit all the venom onto him. It really is. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Did the Yankees trade Clint Frazier? Yeah, they either put him on waivers or released them, and he signed with the Cubs. Colabert. He's a Cub now, Clint Frazier. Aaron Hicks for a carton of Band-Aids. Yeah, that's probably about what we're going to get back for him, Dominic. Yeah. Tutoring currently. Yeah, Sean, you're absolutely right. Veterans, old players bringing, 100%. Tutoring current players and younger kids, I would take you to a home opener. I'm going. If you're not busy, let's make it happen. Well, I don't know when the home opener. That's the issue too. Like now backstage, I don't know when the home opener is. So that's unfortunate. Like I knew where it was before. It was easy to plan around. Now it's a little bit more difficult. If I can get there, I'll definitely get there. It's just we don't know when the heck it's going to be. And we have some stuff coming up too. So I have to see what's going on. But I'll keep you updated backstage. 89 games this season for the Yankees Dairy Farmer. Very possible. Very possible. Trout should be in the. I mean, I'm surprised Trout hasn't requested a trade. I know he wants them to make it work there and do stuff like this, but it's pretty clear that Artie Moreno's probably not. And I had originally thought that the Angels could go after Correa. They could go after Trevor Story and add another guy, and then. I don't know now if he's voting against the threshold. I don't know. I could see them just trying to lock up Ohtani. You have Pujols' money coming off the books, and you have Upton's money coming off the books after 2022. So that's like $50 million coming off the books. So you can give that money or most of it to Ohtani. And then you have those guys locked up, but that still leaves them down 2 players. They still have to add. Noah Syndergaard's not enough, especially he's only there for a year. Franchise. Oh, that's good, man. Live streams on your channel. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I'll hop on some of them. Manfred was nice to my uncle, Marcus. So that's cool, dude. He has a lot of arrogant corporate lawyer talk and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's only doing what the owners are telling him to do. So, unfortunately. How many games do I think we played, Tyler? Probably about $140. I'm gonna say 140. That's what I'm seeing. I'm thinking 140, around there, optimistically speaking. So we'll see. Today, happy birthday, Smalls! You're killing me, man. That thing, happy birthday. When do I think there'll be a deal, and what do you think they will sign first? Before the end of March, I think there'll be a deal, and I think they're gonna sign Carlos Rodon first, and then that probably to me will be the first signing at the major league level, um, and then a trade of some sort too. They had a big trade that they were working on, a multiplayer trade right before lockout happened, and then that fizzled, and obviously because of the lockout, so maybe they'll revisit that, or maybe it's just agreed upon, and they're waiting for this lockout to finish it. But we'll see. Who would I want? Trevor Bauer? Not in a trade. I wouldn't trade for anything for him. Or let him be released, and you bring him here on the minimum. But just like the Yankees, asked Judge if he was okay that they brought in Stanton, I would ask Cole if he's okay to bring in Bauer. Don't want that guy to be a cancer on this roster. He's known to ruffle a lot of feathers. So if he's going to rub people the wrong way, I wouldn't do it. And again, I would not trade players for him. Only way I bring him up is if he gets released. Robinson trade, good chance. Team training. Yeah, Courtney. It's all about money. You got that right. Would have been awesome to have Trout and pinstripes, man. It really would have. I think the first $500 million contract is going to be Juan Soto, Colbert. I don't think Vlad Guerrero Jr. is going to be that far behind, to be honest with you. 20 years of rebuild. Yeah, backstage. Like that meme, dude. Stroman's another one. He just can't stop talking, man. Can't stop talking. Puts his foot in his mouth too often. Smalls are killing me. I think they're going to do 2 trades and probably 2 or 3 signings. It's going to be relatively even this offseason, I think, for the Yankees. Marcus, yeah, Didi would have been nice, but I think he's a little bit a year past. I think, if they wanted somebody who can field, then just bring Oswald Peraza up. If there's any way you can get Matt Olson without giving up Oswald Peraza, then you have your shortstop there. You don't even need Correa. I would plug Peraza right in there. Yeah, exactly, Tyler. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be 140 games. I have not read CC Sabathia's book yet, Scungili, but I have it in my my book list. So things to read over the next month or so. So I will read it. I'm fascinated by the story. I love CC too. If the deal was miraculously done tomorrow, when do you think spring training? Well, they just pushed spring training games back to the March 18th. Wink the man. They announced that yesterday. So if a deal is made tomorrow and they can start signing people, I would say it's probably still around the 18th, because then that gives them, about what is today's date? March 5th. It gives them almost 2 weeks to sign guys, which will be a decent amount of time, so that they could still start those games on September 18th. March 18th, excuse me. So, would I do a live stream of you watching the Yankees opening day game with us? Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably going to do that, Dominic. If I can't do the whole entire game, I'll definitely put in I'll do the last couple innings or something like that. But I will do a live stream, no doubt about it, on opening day for the Yankees. It depends on what day it is. So if it's like a midday in the afternoon or whatnot, or it's evening, it depends. But I would definitely do one on opening day, Dominic. So no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Yankee fan hot stove talking baseball on Facebook. Nice, Chicken Parm. What are they talking, man? What's the chatter? Yeah, I'm reserving too, Christopher Woods. I'm reserving kind of judgment on rumors and stuff. There's too much speculation and stuff. So, did I read Homer Bush's book? I haven't read any of them yet, Sean. But those books I will be reading. Spongili, I think the Yankees will be a lot busier than people think they're going to be. To what capacity, like what they do, I don't know. But they have no choice but to be busy. At this point, they got rid of so much athleticism and versatility. They have absolutely no choice but to be very busy. No, I was told by an athletics employee, Richard. What were you told by an athletics employer? I missed that. I told the Olsen deal was agreed upon prior to. Was it the Olsen? If that's true, Richard, then you just made my night, man. If that's true. But it is my guess too that the big trade would be the only teams I see them doing a multiplayer trade with are the A's, the Diamondbacks, and maybe the Marlins. But now that Jeter's gone, I see that less likely. So the A's and the Diamondbacks to me represent the two best fits for multiplayer trades for the Yankees. In a lesser capacity, the Cubs, but they don't need to do a multiplayer trade with the Cubs anyway. What role do I think Yankees getting for role players? Rocco, I would say Eddie Rosario. I'm going to say I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Jonathan Villar, good multi-positional guy, super utility guy, jack of all trades. And Eddie Rosario is an elite defender in the outfield, plays multiple positions. Even though they brought in Ender and Ciarte, Rosario is a good left-handed bat. He's got speed. He's a good defender. He checks a lot of the boxes of what the Yankees need. And he was clutch in the postseason, which helps. And he's not going to cost $20 million a year. Those are the guys I think, Rocco. Should you take Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette? I mean, should I or would I? I mean, if I were to choose between, Vlad, I just worry about him. I have a feeling he's going to wind up getting hurt later on in his career. By the time we get Volpe up here or somebody like that, I don't think we'll need Bo Bichette. Now, if you can get Bo Bichette and have Volpe here at the same time, then that's a different story. But at the end of the day, I think Guerrero and Bo Bichette are going to get locked up long-term by Toronto. Toronto would be crazy to not lock them up long-term. Those are some serious building blocks. No players in meeting to me. Yeah, I think it's just the chief negotiators, or whatever I'm going to call it, the lawyers, which is good. Players should not be in that one tomorrow. So, Ola's in the house. What's going on? Is Boris and Max done playing? Yeah, I hope so. Well, I'm telling you, man. They did enough damage already, so they could have screwed it up for some of the young guys. And I don't think the owners will renege on their $700K minimum. I don't think they're going to be that cruel and do that. But there's some other things that Boris and Scherzer might have messed up, might have taken away a little bit of their leverage. Jeter might have in New York working for the Yankees office. Yankees want Jeter with them. Yeah, I mean, two feathers, 100%, man. I would love that. I would love that. Yankees do need Rodon. Rodon will be a great fit, man. Mazza, you and me too, brother. Olsen and a pitcher from Oakland. Olsen and Montez, man. Make it happen, please. I'm happy with Bassett or Manaea, but Olsen Montez is that's the one, man. That's the one, man. There will be baseball, Lane. Yes, there will. I am confident of that. Southern Oklahoma now. I was looking forward to going opening day in Arlington. That ain't happening now because it's exactly franchise, and that stinks, man. I'm sorry you're gonna miss it. Tony Kim could be our home. Yes, he could. Don't be surprised if they add him to the deal. Don't be surprised, and I would be fine with that. Because you're right, our Homer Bush. I mean, we need a Homer Bush. They got rid of all their Homer Bush types. Hirsch, they got rid of a lot of that versatility. So, what's everyone opening day spread? Mine will be nice weather, barbecue time. It's going full till all that right there, Dominic. All that right there. I'm with you on that. It better be a nice weather day. Better be a nice weather day. Yanks fan 280. If they got Andrelton Simmons, would I be mad if they traded for Olsen? If they trade for Olsen and have to give up Oswald Peraza, then I'm okay if they get Simmons if the other player is Brian Reynolds, not Ketel Marte. If they got Olsen and Brian Reynolds, then I don't care if they have Simmons because they have enough shortstops in the farm to replace Simmons in a year anyway. Volpe will be ready. He'll replace Simmons. So, and I don't see Volpe being traded. So, it's interesting, Yanks fan. Since the lockout, who's watching his last season's game. I'm watching some of it too. Watching a whole bunch of stuff. I really am. But now I'm going to have to see the new Batman because a lot of folks have said it's good, so I've got to see that. I think Union uses 14-team playoff. Yeah, exactly. That's the plan, big boy. That's the plan. They've already asked for it. They made it clear they want more flexibility. And I don't think at this point they're going to have to bump it from 220 to 230 to 230 to 235 for that bottom level. If you want your 14-team playoff, which is estimated to bring in $100 million more revenue into the coffers, which the owners are salivating over, then you're going to have to compromise on that level. I mean, I think at that point, they will still have the votes, the 23 out of 30 votes. If they're getting this playoff, they'll still have the votes to get this 230 to 235, and then work that up to 250 or whatever they work it up to. But it's going to have to be. They're going to have to bump that up. 235 would be a much better number. My favorite NFL team, the Jets. Jets, Jets. Tyler, yeah, I would have kept Tyler Wade too, Chicken Parm. I'm aboard that Olsen train too, man. Get me Olsen, man. Oh, we need a new catcher or cash for needs broken men's Posada. Yeah, well, yeah. Posada would be nice to come in here and help Gary Sanchez. That would be. I mean, that's a great idea, Sean. I mean, it really is. Hope we still have a live chat when a deal is made. We'll all try. You know what? I'll do a live stream that night when a deal is made, whatever night it is. Okay. As long as it's not, the deal's not made at midnight or whatever, I'll do the live stream the next day if that happens. But whatever it is, if they make a deal like a Wednesday morning or Thursday, I will do a live stream that night so we can all celebrate this thing. That you have my word, Danny J. All right, you got my word on that one. I'm watching all Worlds. You know what I saw, Big Boy, the other day? The Yankees Phillies World Series Game 6. I saw one of their Padres World Series games. I saw one of the Diamondbacks World Series games. I love watching all Yankees World Series games, man. I mean, other World Series too I enjoy, but Yankees World Series games. There's so many good ones in the past, 2 decades or 2.5 decades. That so many. Cabrera's just Oswaldo Cabrera, Richard. Yeah, he's a good-looking player too. He's got a better bat than Oswald Peraza does. And he's projected at second base. So cool. I mean, I mean, if you could plug him at second and plug in Volpe at short, I mean, if they develop the way they're developing, fine by me. Because I mean, if that's that situation, I'm guessing they're going to trade Peraza in a trade for Matt Olson. So, we'll see. Do I think they will bring back Brett Gardner? How do I feel about it? I don't think they should, but I think they might likely do it. But bringing in Ender Inciarte on a minor league deal, I think lowered the percentage of them bringing Gardner back. Inciarte's younger. He's a Gold Glover. He's more athletic at this point. He's got more baseball in him than Gardner does. So at this point, I think they should move on from Brett Gardner and just thank him for great 15 years. Love the 96 World Series. Big boy, love the 96 World Series. What a freaking series, man. Down 2-0, they came back and ran the table and won 4 straight. Pitch clock and shifting. Yeah, pitch clock. I mean, one of the biggest complaints in baseball, Kyle, is that the games are too slow. Having something on the pitch clock would be, that's more diligently applied would be a good thing. And regulation of shifting. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that, but I'm also of the opinion that, a lot of these players, you learn how to hit both ways early on in your life when you're a kid. And it's like a skill set that so many of these guys abandon. So whether they regulate the shift or not, I mean, I just feel that the players should be able to hit both ways either way. So 2000 World Series, loved it. I was at the game when they played the Seattle Mariners in the ALCS, and David Justice hit that monster home run off Arthur Rhodes. If you haven't seen that, go to YouTube and click on David Justice home run 2000. And I'm telling you, I was sitting, they almost tore the stadium down when he hit that home run. And Don Mattingly was in a luxury box right behind us. That was oh my God. I've never seen the stadium that loud. And the old stadium is 10 times louder than the new stadium. 10 times louder. I mean, oh my God. So, hey guys, if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't hit the like button yet, if you mind getting those likes up, I want to try to get it right 130 in here, just approaching 100. I want to definitely get it over 100, man. So I appreciate you. Thank you for considering it, man. Yankees traded Aroldis Chapman. Yes, I could see. I mean, it's definitely a possibility this offseason that they move Chapman. He's got 1 year left. Somebody will fork up. Want to bring him on board. I don't be surprised if the Padres do it or a team like that. The Dodgers, don't be surprised. The 98 World Series team's another ridiculous, Sean. I'm legend. That's one of the best Yankees teams I've ever seen. Sweeping the Padres. Tino hitting that grand slam off Mark Langston in Game 1 in the right field upper deck. Whew. Yeah, I think my prediction too, Christopher, was that they trade Chapman. Very likely be San Diego. They need a power arm, and they can go in there. He'll be one of those guys, and it's just a much less pressure environment than the Bronx is. So Laird's, oh, that shot over Mark Waller's, yeah, man, I remember that too. I remember that too. NCR, had over 200 hits a couple. Yes, he did. He also a 3-time Gold Glover, multiple-time All-Star. That was a low-key signing on a minor league deal for the Yankees, and I think it could pay off, that NCR signing. But if they kept Chapman, I wouldn't hesitate making him. I mean, you could set him up, set up Johnny Lasagna. I'm fine with that. I don't think Sanchez. Yeah, I mean, Posada had his issues defensively too, but I think he could still help Sanchez, even with focus behind the plate, because he's got mental lapses too. And Posada was always locked in no matter what. So, and I predicted, I mean, I've wanted Eddie Rosario for quite a while, Colbert for the Yankees. So I'm with you on that. Exactly. Same here, Whitkus. Limiting the shift but not killing it is my kind of view too. That's kind of my view on the shift too. Pettit matching Smoltz. Yeah, man. What an inch! That was Game 5. That Laird's home run, right? No, Game 4. And the Pettit game against Smoltz was Game 5, and then Game 6 is when they closed it out, man. Game 6 was who? Jimmy Key, maybe? Was it Jimmy Key? I think it might have been Key against Maddox, if I'm not mistaken. Atlanta was very, very good, big boy. I thought it was going to go 7 games, and I wouldn't have been surprised. And that kid Andrew Jones was amazing. I mean, they had Smoltz, they had Glavine, and Maddox. Talk about a 3-headed monster in that rotation. My heavens. Whew. Maz is killing it with his trades, man. Means, Mountcastle, Mancini, Hollins, Rodriguez, Adelaide, Trout, and oh my God. You just changed the franchise for a decade, Mazza. Kudos to you on that, dude. Herman Sanchez, Angels, Green, Peraza, Dominguez. Man, they get a lot. Oh, they get Brian Hayes. Oh, Baltimore Angels. No, not Brian Hayes. They get not Brian Hayes. Forgot his name. I know you're talking about them. Santana. God, that's a massive return for the Yankees. Mazza, serious quality. Bernie hit a walk-off on September 30th, 04 against the Twins. I love walk-off home runs. I've seen a lot of them. Billy Branch. I was at the game in 1999 when they swept the Braves in the World Series. We were at Game 3 and Game 4. And the Game 3, Chad Curtis hit a walk-off home run. And Game 4 was when the Yankees, Roger Clemens pitched, and that was kind of his Yankee moment. And they clinched out the Braves. I was at both of those games, man. Talk about, phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal. So many special games, man. I heard Cortez said he will earn a starting spot. Not to assume he goes back to the bullpen. Yeah, but he's definitely going for it, Richard. I mean, and I like to see that type of game, that confidence too, man. He looks fit. So does Wandy Peralta. I saw some bullpen footage of him, so he looks fit as well. Put the fear of God in Sanchez. I mean, he needs some of that, man. Light a fire under his butt, man. Metal bats. Oh, God. Yeah. 200 miles an hour off the bat. All right. White Sox, Yankees, Marlins. Let's see it, Mazza. I'm keeping my eye on your trades, Mazza. Don't worry. I'm keeping an eye on them. They're good trades, dude. Good trades. Mark Bueller. Oh, man. Mark Burley's perfect game. That was an awesome game. Some great defensive plays in that game, too, man. Oh, Burley was a good pitcher. Really good pitcher. O'Neill had many clutch. Yes, he did. He had a lot of clutch. So did Bernie. So did Tino, Jeter, Alfonso Soriano, Brocious. Like, they had so many guys, man. So many guys. Cole putting work in a private facility on camera. It's just him. Yeah, I see him. He's doing work. He's bulldogging right now on the mound, man. There's no doubt about it. He looked fit when he were at that meetings, in those meetings last week in I don't know where they were in Florida. I'm not worried about Cole. Cone pitched a perfect game with a rain. Yeah, I was at that game, Christopher. I was at Cone's perfect game against the Expos. There was a rain delay. It was about 45 minutes or so, and he came back and did it. Wells' perfect game. Marcus, we had tickets to Wells' perfect game, and we gave them up to a friend, and then they were at the house. Could have been at both of them. Marcus, that was awesome. That was an awesome game. I'm glad you were there. Clemens' 300th win, 4,000 strikeout. Scungili, 300 win and 4,000 K. That was phenomenal. 2 monster milestones in one game, man. Scungili, that kudos, man. I'm jealous. I wish I was at that game. How can you give some owners more incentives to spend on the club? Well, I think I think one way to do it is to get rid of revenue sharing, or teams that don't use the revenue sharing money have to give it back to the team they got it from. And it's a bigger pool. They have to be reimbursed for whatnot if the revenue sharing money they give out is not given back and not utilized for players and payroll. That's one way to do it, Tim. It sounds punitive, but I would definitely be on board for that. Kluber's no-hitter was just, yeah, that was a great game last year. Got hurt after that, but that was a hell of a game. Yankees are proper suit. You're damn right they are, Tim. That's right. Amen. See, Aaron, bummer. You had me at bummer, Mazza. Daily Dose got me on the bummer train, man. So I got to thank him for that. Kopech, Ray, Moncada, Robert, Alcantara, Rogers, Stallings, Chisholm. Oh my God, another monster return. Talk about some youth and versatility and athleticism and some good pitching, Mazza, dude. Turning the Yankees into a uber powerhouse. Love it, Mazza. Yankees are a DH factory. They should cover only death string. Richard, I would definitely be trading and or signing for versatile role players, no doubt about it, and players who can, who are athletic enough to not need to be a DH at a certain point later on in their career. Stanton, Judge, Twin Tower, it is awesome in itself, but I totally know what you mean. They need to get more athletic, and they need to get faster, and they need to get more mobile too, and less injury prone. So backstage, done. I just did it. Was at the game before his attempt for 300 against the Red Sox. What'd you do in 86 Mets World Series? I wasn't at any of those games, but I watched all those games. I remember that Bill Buckner lost. I remember Roger Clemens was when I first got to see him play. And my first baseball glove ever was Dwight Evans, actually, a player from the Red Sox. That was one of the best World Series I've ever seen in 1986. Red Sox Mets. That was an amazing World Series. 2009 Yankees were special to Lorenzo. Yeah, I was at Game 6 when they clinched the whole thing. My wife and mother and I were sitting in the bleachers. That was awesome. Cubs 172. I could see that, man. I could see the Cubs being under 500. Yeah, Yankees have a lot of guys that they can move on from. They have a lot of guys who need to change the scenery. They have a lot of moves that they need to make. They really do. Where does Ridings fit into this ball? He fits. So him and Clay Holmes, that's just why it gives them flexibility to move on from a Chapman if they need to. But remember, Zach Britton's going to miss the whole entire season, so your Ridings and Holmes there as depth pieces. I definitely see him staying. Dominic is healthy. He'll be up. Definitely be up. Jeter. Oh, I remember that too, Scungili. I remember that. Matsui had, I think, it was 5 RBIs. He had a monster home run, a double, maybe 6 RBIs, Lorenzo. And Christopher. Yeah, then the 2019 was special, man. I mean, A-Rod was clutch. Teixeira was like everybody. CC was on the money. It was the whole thing, man. Damaso Martin, Nick Swisher. What a find with Nick Swisher, man. I'm so happy they got him. He brought this personality and this just love for the sport, love being out there to the team. That it was really refreshing to see. And I mean, I would love to have Nick Swisher as a guest on this channel. I would absolutely love it. Bieber, Ramirez, Montez, Murphy. Oh my God. Ramirez and Murphy and Olsen here and Chapman. And then you're getting Bieber and Montez. Oh my God, Mazza. Dude, you're a legend, man. That's another monster trade with the Yankees and Indians. Holy moly, dude. Love it. Love it. Voit deserves, I mean, he does, but I don't think it. I think he'll get a chance to play somewhere. I think he's going to wind up being traded this offseason, Sean. I really do. And Matsui definitely on Pedro that day. A's get Hayden Wisniewski, Josh Brolin, of course. That's a lot for the A's. What do the Yankees get, Tyler? Why didn't the Mets win in '99 playoffs against? Braves are just better, unfortunately. Is that the one where they walked in the winning run and the Braves sent the Braves to the series lane? Is that the one where they did that? Mets, Max Scherzer versus New York Yankees. Oh, that would be an awesome matchup. Scherzer and Cole. Pittsburgh, I could see Pittsburgh winning 67 games. I could see that. The East Farms Cola. Matsui was in the MLB in the late 90s. I wonder if he. I don't know, man. Nobody owned Pedro, Christopher, at that point. I mean, Pedro was so good. I mean, Pedro was past his prime with the Phillies, but like, oh, man. Pedro's one of the greatest pitchers I've ever seen in his prime. Him and Randy Johnson, and they were on the same team early in their career at the Expos. They were teammates. Unbelievable. Never be another Mo Rivera. I don't think they'll. Not in our lifetime. Need to change the scenery. Voit, Sanchez, Chapman, Hicks. Even Andujar, Mazza. And I like Andujar, but I think he's DH in the National League will open up opportunities for him as well. So, and I want him to succeed. Yankees win 100. I would love that. And the Yankees Dodger World Series, I would love that too. Lorenzo. What surprise teams do I see making it? Surprise teams. Wink them in. Texas. Wink the man. And Texas and Philadelphia. Jared, man, always a pleasure to have you on here, man. Thank you as always for coming. I hope to see you next Saturday, bro. Have a great weekend, man. Doors still kicking themselves for training. Yeah, dude. People didn't know what they had in Pedro. They didn't know what they had with Randy Johnson either. I mean, Johnson had massive control issues before he kind of turned things around. So, before he went to Seattle, what a stud. And let's get Gal, White, Chapman, Schmidt, Davey. Talbot's putting up his blockbuster trades here too, man. Rockies are the Rockies. I mean, the Brewers made it last year. I would not be surprised if they made it again. The Rockies would be a pleasant surprise too. I'd be surprised if the Rockies made it, but you never know. You really never know. I expect a decent season from Giuliano Torres if he's not traded. If he stays at second and DJ becomes a super utility or something like that, then I could see him playing decent, maybe 15, maybe 20 home runs, 270 average or something like that. I'll take that. If he's decent with the glove, I'll take that. Jim Abbott's no-hitter tickets, oh God, I don't remember. I was at that game too with my mom. I have no idea. It might have been like $20. We sat right behind home plate too. First row right behind home plate. That was an awesome, Kemp, like Tony Kemp. Is he telling? Yeah. Be great utility player. Him or Jonathan Villar, one of these guys would be great utility. 97 innings. Oh God, Tony, Manny Ramirez. They had Jason, Richie Sexton. Oh, they had a lot of crazy guys. They had Jarrett Wright, Bartolo Colon, the 97 Indians. I mean, that lineup was ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Phenomenal team, Mazza. Phenomenal team, that Indians team. Yankees get Sean Murphy, Olson, Montez, Kyle Lewis, Haniger, Logan Gilbert, Anderson. Dude, that's a monster return too, Talbot. Well done, dude. Talbot's in the house, man. Doing the blockbuster brigade too. Nicely done, Talbot. Andujar to the Rockies, I could see. Andujar to the Marlins, I could see. He's got 3 years of arbitration ahead of him, so he'll get some kind of value back for him. Him and the Rockies would be great, or the Marlins. I mean, somebody that can give us some type of pitching prospect in return would be great. Will we ever see a 40-40 guy again? Yeah, we will. I mean, A-Rod, was A-Rod the only one? 40-40? We'll see one. We'll see one. I wouldn't be surprised if Tatis or somebody like that did it. I got here late, United States. Next Saturday. Live stream next Saturday night, 10 p.m. Unless there's a deal. And anytime, whatever day they come up with a deal and an agreement, I will do a live stream that night so we can talk about it and celebrate it and get ready for the free agent frenzy of the decade. That's going to be absolutely nuts. I want to make sure everybody's subscribed to the channel if they're not, and so that they don't miss the frenzy we're about to get hit with. That's why I ask everybody every video, man. So I don't want people to miss that stuff. Andujar, Marlins. Yeah, Marlins, Rockies, Brewers are probably the 3 best fits, Talbot. Do the Mets sign Kershaw and Kemp? Well, Kemp's a free agent. I mean, not a free agent, Tony Kemp. If you're talking about Tony Kemp. I don't see them kind of. I could see the Texas Rangers signing Kershaw Lane. Merrifield could steal, but not home runs. Yeah. Merrifield is a great. I would have traded for Merrifield. I like Merry. If you can get a Merrifield and MJ Melendez as a top catching prospect, that would be a hell of a trade. Fizzwiz, thank you so very much, man. $20 donor. I appreciate that, man. What do you say? I'm just getting to the point where it is so hard to watch any baseball content at this point in time. It's just all MLBPA, and the owners haven't done anything, and it just gets annoying. You're absolutely right. It is frustrating. It's very frustrating, Fizzwiz. And that's why I'm trying to do my best to keep everybody engaged so that we have a good eyeball and at least some insight and perspective into what's going on, because there's so much blame being levied on Rob Manfred, and he's part of the problem, but he's not the entire problem. And there's so much, misinformation going out there that I want to try to keep it as accurate as possible. That's why I'll do these little hits, these 2-minute, 3-minute videos of here's the details of this, here's the details of that, because I want you to know all what's going on. That way, at the very least, we're formulating good opinions on good intel, and that's why I want us to have all the good intel, as much as I can get my hands on, as much as I can get out to you, especially if it's new, recent. That's why I do it so much, Fizzwiz. But dude, thank you so much, man. You're absolutely right to feel frustrated and annoyed. I feel the same way. I'm sure almost everybody does, because at the end of the day, this didn't have to happen. It didn't have to happen. The owners did not have to lock these guys out, and these guys didn't have to, be so make these ridiculous demands in the beginning to the owner. So they both shot themselves in the foot, and that's why I levy responsibility and blame on both sides. Some people don't want to hear it, but it's just there's no other. I mean, it's true. It's true. So it is true, man, Fizzwiz. But I hope you enjoy the baseball content here. And again, I want us to be in the loop on everything, which is why I do so much right now and keep everybody engaged as much as possible. And and we have our own thing here. We do the 161 Mafia, and that way, once this lockout's over, man, I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath, a free agent sign. It's going to be absolute insanity, and I can't wait for it. And I'm already an impatient person. I'm wildly impatient when it comes to this stuff. So, they do. They need to get their asses in gear, both sides, and they need to get a deal done sooner than later. Yesterday, they need to get a deal. And again, it's just going to hurt the game. It's just hurting the fans and hurting the young kids who want to have an opportunity to make the major. So that's the way I look at it. And again, like I said, I'll give credit where it's due, but I'll levy out criticism where I think it's fair also. Not everybody will agree with me, and that's totally okay. Everybody's entitled to their views, and especially now, they're all different types of opinions and views because of what these people are going on. So I understand everybody's, frustration and position here. But Fizwiz, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Very much so. Cheers to you. Burnett was streaky, Mazza. Am I worried about Judge going elsewhere? I'll be worried about Judge if they don't give him an extension offer this offseason, Winkler, man. They need to give him an extension offer this offseason. Absolutely need to. Acuna and Tatis. Yeah, Acuna, too, is another one. Superstar. Both of them. I think this week we get this done. Depends on how tomorrow goes to the United States. Tomorrow they're meeting and they're talking about the two biggest topics. So the one that the union wants the most and the one that the owners want the most. So I'm really curious to see how tomorrow goes. I will put out a video once I have the details and reaction from it. So you'll get something. Do I think Rob Manfred's just... He might, man. He might, Sconjilli. I don't know, man. I mean, he could be a walking tripod. He could just dump it in the water too. I don't know, man. You're crazy. It's Sconjilli. Now you got me thinking all crazy stuff, dude. Oh, I love it, man. It's awesome. Went and watched Volpe hit the other day. Yeah, Volpe is legit. So is Dominguez, Richard. Both of them are absolute legit. And I hope they get an opportunity to get the players that they want and not have to trade those two guys. That would be awesome. It really would. Mets will get Kershaw or Bryant. I could see the Mets getting Bryant, but not Kershaw. Bryant's versatility would play well there. After this lockout ends, which player causes most havoc for their team? Trevor Bauer. Until he's released or moved, I think Bauer is just going to raise hell for the Dodgers. Dodgers over San Francisco, Cincinnati. I can see the Dodgers. I mean, they're down Scherzer, they're down Corey Seager, so I'm curious to see what they do once this lockout ends too. They're going to do something. Blame Scott Boras. Yeah, Boras played a big part in that rejection of the offer. So, he's got these guys kind of wrapped around his finger, unfortunately. So they need to stand up to Boras too. His own side needs to. The other agents corroborated this stuff. Owners and agents corroborated what Scott Boras did. So it wasn't, some propaganda thing. He got ratted out by his own fellow agents. What will you do when the lockout's done with? I'm going to celebrate one lane, and damn right, and I'll put out a video as soon as it ends. Definitely going to celebrate Lane. I'll be doing a live stream that night. No doubt about that. And probably buy some kind of Yankee attire as a way of celebrating too. Blaming Boras is an attempt to divide the union. Not necessarily, because he's got too much power in the union. But he has to, if he did that, that's confirmed, so he has to share in the blame. It's not an attempt to divide the union. He's attempting to divide, to basically run this whole show. And if it blows up in his face, he needs to be called out on it, Bone Master. He really does. So, Billy, you can always come here and talk about your frustrations. That's what we're all doing here, man. Everybody's frustrated, man. We really are. In Texas, barely anyone cares about baseball. It's a shame, too. I know football is a big sport there in Texas, but baseball, I'm surprised it's not bigger there. I'm surprised. I'm glad that the Texas Rangers have done some spending this offseason. I don't think they're done, so I could see them being a better team this year, too. And I really hope that's the case. Had two players had a no-hitter. Last name start with Z. Had a no-hitter? Oh, man. They had a lot of no-hitters last year, too. Oh, that's a good one, Dairy Farmer. Are you talking about Major League level here, Dairy, or someone else? Will this ever become your full-time job? Fizwiz, if I can get to the point where I can make a full-time income on it, then yes. Yes. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. What is this? Please respond, Bailey Tune. Please respond to what? Well, you're damn right we'll celebrate together. Go for it, Richard. Respond to Bailey. I don't know what Bailey's wanting a response to. There you go. Mod took care of it. The mod took care of it. Good man, dude. Good man backstage. Thank you, sir. Chaz, the only thing that stopped me from screaming I appreciate that, Dominic. I mean, I'm glad it's keeping some of us off the ledge. That's for sure. Because honestly, like, any remedies for legs cramps in both legs besides me texting? Hydration and active flexibility. Active flexibility is kind of an active stretching routine that helps me. I used to have a lot of cramping. And I'm a former competitive runner, a baseball player, and I'm an avid martial artist. And that keeps my legs relaxed. It helps you with good blood flow, no matter what's going on. And your legs will feel a hell of a lot better. If I would recommend that. And obviously hydrating, drinking water to minimize the cramping and stuff like that. So, but yeah. I totally get it, man, because we want to scream at the top of our freaking lungs, man. We have a mod now, Simply. Yes, we do. Good one, too. He's taking care of the trolls, man. It's my man. Simply Fog, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Cubs fan here, hoping I can go back to Wrigley soon. I appreciate the donut super chat, man. Thank you so much. Wrigley feels a great stadium, man. I'm hoping sooner than later that you can go there and we can go to Yankee Stadium. And I'm really curious to see what the Cubs do. They brought in Marcus Stroman, and I'm curious to see what else they're going to do. I can see them doing a little bit of spending. I can see that. I mean, they have a large market team. They have a lot of money. I can see them doing that, and I want them to be good. I like the Cubs, Simply Fog. But I appreciate that, Don, man. I thank you so much, man. Very generous. Fizz was too, man. Very, very generous, man. I appreciate you. But I'm looking forward to you going back to Wrigley, too, and having some fun, man. It's a great stadium. I don't think many pitchers are against it. Some pitchers do work pretty fast. Yeah, some do work. Should you do what backstage? You did the right thing, if that's what you're asking. Got rid of that troll, so I appreciate that, bud. Bailey, it was just being a troll, essentially super annoying. So I'm glad you did what you did, man. Baseball business has so many disparities amongst. Yeah, this is a repeating thing every 5 years, Enrique. It's just an almost lockout to a lockout, almost lockout. They're always almost lockouting everything. It's just this constant, like, how much more do they need? The players union definitely needs. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Tony Clark is the right job anymore. They're the right guy. Martial art, I do 2 Korean arts, Hapkido, and Tung Sudo, I have black belts in both. I'm an instructor. I have advanced level black belts. My next belt is master, so that's what I'm training for. And are you kidding me? So I've been doing it for about 2 decades. The lockout ends. I might not be available because I may have service, but if we could do, Jason, I'd like to do a live stream with you after I get. Oh yeah, most definitely, Mazza. Most definitely, dude. Potassium, yes. Bananas to help with the cramping too. Yes, Eberron's a good one. Get the potassium in the bananas, yep. Kyle, I can't wait to give you the good news. I honestly can't, man. Hope you're doing well too, man. I appreciate that. If you can't exercise, definitely stretch before bed if you can. Must be an active stretch to get some good blood flow in the muscles. It helps with cramping. And try to do a plank for a minute before you go to bed. It kind of helps relax the body and the core upwards and downwards. It actually helps me sleep a little bit better. So it helps me go to sleep easier. I would try that. One pitcher played for Cubs in 2000. 2000? Who was with the Cubs in Steve Traxel? Was he with the Cubs in 2000, Terry Farmer? No doubt, Dominic. Biggest bust potential. Ooh. In free agency, I'm going to say Biggest bust potential. Let me think about that. Simply Five, Robbie Hyde. I've been in ball cap streams and Robbie Hyde streams too there. Don't be surprised if Backstage is in there too. He's a big baseball fan. He knows his stuff. And he's got his own channel too, so go check him out. And it's an up-and-coming YouTuber as well. Biggest bust potential. I'm thinking about that. Let me think about that. Planking. Yeah, planking is helpful. Same here, Udall. Quote, logic and truth, man, no doubt. I was just, Richard, I was thinking the same thing. Corey Seager, biggest bust potential. I think his injuries are going to probably turn him into a bust. I think it might be Corey. I was just thinking the same thing, man. Richard, you and I were thinking alike. You're on the same wavelength, man. Yeah, Backstage does have a solid channel. Yep, I watch his videos on the regular. I don't think Mike Trout gets traded this offseason, Bailey Toon. No, not anytime soon. At that point, I mean, what are they going to trade him when he's 34 years old? It's going to be, what's the point at that point? So I could see Robbie Ray having a little bit. Well, I mean, he had an incredible year, Richard. I don't know about a bust. Like, if he has a couple of down years in a row, then I would consider him a bust. But yeah, Corey Seager seems to be the guy that sticks out to me too. LA Yankee Kings using the same talking points as before. 3 others are George. What has he done for me lately? Same stuff. This guy also says Gleyber Torres is fighting for the MVP this year. So Udall, man. You got it, brother. I don't think Soto's going anywhere anytime soon, honestly. There is no way the Yankees missed the postseason with a 14 team. Now you're just trolling, Yankee King. Now you're just trolling, dude. Okay. So I don't see Soto being moved anytime soon. But if he does, it's going to be maybe 1 or 2 or 3 teams that have a legitimate chance of getting him. The Dodgers, the Yankees, and someone else. Crazy Mike, the news is they're meeting tomorrow morning, the union and the owners right now. And hoping that, hoping they make some progress tomorrow. I really do. Who is player Yanks you would most like to see moved? Frank Hicks, Voit, and maybe Chapman. I mean, Andor too, just because I want him to have a change of scenery. Oh, yeah, the Brocious moonshot in Game 5 of the 2001 World Series. Yes, Juwan, man, yes. Great home run. Fantastic. What about you, Frank Rivera? Who would you like to see move? Carlos Zambrano joined. Oh, man. Zambrano gave up Jason Hayward's first career home run in his first at-bat in the major leagues. Rodon's a good fit for the Rice price. Yes, he is, 100%. Yeah, I mean, don't be surprised if the Angels go after him, too. Cody Bellinger. If he comes back and wins the MVP, I'd be surprised, but he's good. Bacon barrel roll. Yeah, Yankees could possibly get him, man. Yes. The machine will have a big bounce. I hope so. I sure hope so, man. Yeah, Torres, I think, will have a little bit better year, but he's not a 300 hitter. He's not a 35, 40 home run guy. That was kind of an anomaly. I just want it to be 20 plus home runs, solid defense, and just being all around. Not have these mental lapses and actually hustle, man. Hustle and not make the Yankees want to trade him. Exactly, Mazza. Exactly. Gene Michael was excellent for the Yankees. Cashman, too. So Cashman's also been hamstrung by Howe quite a bit too. So he limits Cash. Cashman had a trade back in the day. He had an A-Rod trade set up before he signed, before he was overruled by Hank and Hal. More Hank, and they gave him that 10-year, $275 million extension. He had a monster trade with the Angels for A-Rod. He could have gotten a lot of guys, but he was overruled by Steinbrenner. Logan, I don't think it ends tomorrow. If it does, I'd be jumping for joy. I would love to be surprised, that's for sure. Chapman to the Tigers for prospects. That could happen, Richard. That could happen. I'm not sure. I think the Tigers are not close enough, though. They're too far away from contending. I could see them go to the Dodgers or the Padres because they're close to contention. And maybe another team. But the Tigers, they need to make some more moves before bringing Chapman. But if they want to take him, knock yourselves out, boys. Knock yourselves out. Should Barry Bonds be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Yes. Most definitely. And that's right. Yogi, oh God, yeah, Yogi would have been in his butt, man. Sanchez's butt, Tyler. Yes, he would have. Yankee King. Back trolling. I know. He's like a Red Sox fan posing as a Yankee fan, Dominic. Torres needs to work, guy. Torres needs to seriously improve his defense and his focus. Even if 7 teams in each league make the postseason, it's the Astros, Mariners, White Sox, Rays, Blue Jays, Red Sox are shoo-ins to make the postseason. The Yankees have to duel Tigers for 7th seed. Yankee fans just can't see the truths about Cashman. Right. This is your opinion, Yankee King. Remember, your opinion. You keep saying Yankee fan. If you're not a Yankee fan, then what are you doing? Here's the truth about Cashman. He's got 4 rings. And he played a pretty big part in 4 of them. So you might not like that, but 4 rings is 4 rings. Got more rings than Theo Epstein. So many minor league teams in Pennsylvania like to include it. Yeah, you're right about that, Fizz. There's a lot of them in PA and Jersey, a ton, but a lot of PA, yeah. Figgins was part of that. Yes, he was. Figgins, Tyler, was Irvin Santana when he was younger. There was quite a few. It was like 4 or 5 major league guys coming back for A-Rod, but Figgins and Irvin Santana were 2 of them. I don't remember if it was maybe it might have been K-Rod at that point. Troy Glaus or one of those guys, Tim Salmon, one of the it was a monster return, and then he was overruled by Steinbrenner. Chapman to the Rangers could happen too, Richard. Most definitely some big moves after this lockout, man. Bonds was definitely an a-hole, but he definitely belongs in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Ray and Rodon are the biggest bust potentials. I would agree, CJ. At least Rodon won't cost as much as Ray. Thankfully, so. Yeah, it's the same talking points all the time from Yankee King Mazza, so. AJ Hinch. Yeah. And you're forgetting something here, Yankee King. You're forgetting that AJ Hinch was also suspended for a year for the Astros cheating scandal. Okay? So how much did he deserve that, title? So you're having him over there with the Tigers doesn't make him a god. Hinch won a tainted World Series. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Boone doesn't have the stink of a cheating scandal on him. Hinch does forever. Might have been Jared Weaver. Might have been part of that package too. Yeah, Tyler. It was a monster package, but unfortunately, he was overruled. Cashman has to be doing something right. Yeah, exactly. He's the most tenured general manager in all of baseball, Sean. 25 years as a GM. Yep. Stick has 3, and George has the World Series title. What are you talking about? George has the World Series title. You can't give. George has all of them. George owned the team. Stick does not have 3. George has the world. How does George have 2019 but not have 96, 98, 99, and 2000? How does he have that one but not have the others? It's his team. Cashman trading for Holmes and it was genius. That was a genius trade for Peralta and Clay Holmes. He brought in a gem, Clay Holmes. He's really, really good at that. Bonds actually went to the dugout and got a team ball signed for a kid. Well, that's a good thing from Richard. That's really cool. It's nice to see him do some decent things too. It really is. Well, this is true too. We have not had one losing season under Cashman. That's a good point too, Matt. That's an excellent point. Not one sub 500 season under Cashman. They make a deal tomorrow. How big? But if they do, can moves start happening immediately? Once it's ratified by the owners, Gangili, so 23 out of 30 owners have to ratify it, and then the paperwork gets signed in and immediately after. I mean, good thing they did something called a memorandum of understanding a couple weeks ago, which basically has all the legal paperwork mostly done, so that once a deal does form, it happens pretty quickly. So I would say within less than 24 hours, they'll start signing players once they agree to a deal. Carl Pavano, yeah, Carl Pavano, what a bust. If you were Cashman and you were Corin, you would have been throwing money at both guys who were busted for cheating. Okay, well, you do that. That would have been amazing. No guarantee either one would have brought a World Series to the Yankees. No guarantee anybody. But those guys were both suspended for an entire year for cheating. So got Holmes for nothing. That's right. Tyon was a solid trade. He was good when he was healthy. Kluber, unfortunately, he was injured, but he had some good games here once he came into his own. So I hope Tyon has a good year this year. I really do. Prince Fielder, yeah. Unfortunately, what did he have a problem? I think with his neck. I think Simply Fog, if I remember correctly, it was something with his neck that he forced him to retire early. If Cashman would have fired Aaron Boone and then brought these guys up, and then what if they didn't win? Would he be back down to a bottom 5 GM again? Pavano, yeah. Well, Pavano's unfortunate, man. Severino and Holmes set up Lasagna, man. Yeah, that would be a nice. That's a 3-headed monster right here, Hirsch. Helped him get when he got COVID before being fired from CNN. Udall. What did I miss, Udall? He left him with super great friends with Chris Cuomo. Oh, that's cool, Udall. Spine, that's what it was. Yeah, that's right. Voigt was a good trade. Yes, it was. And they got him for Chase and Shreve. Pretty much little to nothing. So. Yeah, Yankee King also talks about how delusional Yankee fans are and all this stuff and, and all these other things. It's pretty sad, big boy. Even all this talent, the Mets may still up as a fight. They could simplify. Yes, they could absolutely. Getting all those guys doesn't guarantee they're going to win a World Series. That's for sure. So Scherzer could start breaking down at the same time as DeGrom. Like, Marte could be a bust. There's a lot of this could happen. This could happen. Jason Long, always a pleasure, bro. I'll be wrapping up shortly too. Um, but always Jason, thanks for coming on. And I hope so too. I hope there's an agreement for next Saturday's live stream. That's for sure. I really want to put out another live stream before that. I really want them to get an agreement, man. I really do. But have a great night, Jason. Have a great weekend, man. Neck issues and yes, Cecil. Yeah, unfortunately. Mazza, always a pleasure, brother. Thank you for the blockbusters as always, man. Won't be here next Saturday. I'll be underway on a ship for work. Oh, cool. Back in a couple weeks. See you in a couple weeks, Mazza. Always, thank you as always, bro. Your great insight, and your support, and your trades. And be safe out there out in the sea. And see you when you get back, brother. Over and out. Matt only took steroid shots in his back. He would be in the Hall of Fame. Ugh. Heartbreaking, man. I wish Matt only stayed healthy, Richard. I really did. Hanks also included Gallego in the Voigt trade. Giovanni Gallegos, that's what, yes, that's right. Yes, they did in Double A. What's the water in? What's in the water along? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, imagine DeGrom and Scherzer breakdown. Man, that's $80 million between the two pitchers. $80 million. Backstage. Thank you, man, for your help, man. I appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Go enjoy your night, man. Go enjoy your night. You're immense, dude. I appreciate you. I bet you if AJ Hinch was the manager, Yankees would have. No, you can't bet that. You can't guarantee that. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee, man. Have a great night backstage. Thank you again, man. Anytime, Manny. As I'm now opening day against the Red Sox at home. I'll take that if that happens, man. And great job, too, backstage. Good job for the mod, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for your help. Who needs a first baseman who can use Voigt? There's quite a few teams who could use, and it's, remember, DH. National League's adopting the DH, so it opens up 15 new openings. So Voigt's job opportunities are going to be increasing nicely. The GOAT, my prediction is it'll end before the end of March. I'm hoping that it ends this week because they're re-engaging in negotiations and talk about the two main things tomorrow that they haven't done yet. So Luke would be more likely to be a DH. I'm guessing to the DH, yeah. Latest news on Boone. No. Latest news on owners and players haven't been. Sebastian, they're meeting tomorrow morning to talk about the CBT, the collective bargaining threshold, and extended playoffs, which is what the main thing that both sides want. So hopefully they'll make some good progress towards the deal tomorrow. I'll definitely put out a video once I get the intel on it. So how big of an impact could Rojas? I'd say pretty decent. Bobby Duffy be a good compliment to this coaching staff. They put together a great coaching staff. I really do. Dominic, I'm glad the cramps are gone, man. Glad you're feeling better. And have a great night, man. Peace and love, man. CJ, I have a feeling it's Scherzer. I have a feeling too. I do. I think it's most likely going to be DeGrom, but I have that same sinking feeling. So if he was Yankee manager, we'd see bang on the drum slowly. Yes. No doubt about it, Udo. Mets will fall. Big boy. I'll be right with you there in the laugh train, too. That compromise the union put out might get us an agreement. Simply Fog, yes. I mean, this is what the union wants the most. The flexibility on the CBT. What the players, the owners want the most is this extended playoffs. They're dangling them out tomorrow. No. Tomorrow, and hopefully make some progress. You too, Kyle. Have a great night, man. And I hope the compromise, it's at least a good springboard to getting the other things agreed upon as well. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm really hoping to put out some good moves, some good news tomorrow. Hola, always, man. Always a pleasure. A 161 OG right there, man. Have a great weekend, man. Enjoy yourself, man. I'll talk to you next week, bro, or before that. Kyle Miller, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'm glad you like the videos, man. I'm gonna keep it coming, so I'm gonna keep you entertained. I'm gonna give you all the inside intel on the Yankees too, so no doubt, man. Raise bonus pool to 57 and put the CBT up to 240 from 220 or to 230 from 210. But Quinn, yeah, I mean those are if you can extract both of those, that'd be really, really good, Quinn. Could really be, I think, be really good. 12 transitioning to 4. That's a good idea. To 14. 12 teams moving up to 14. That's a good idea, big boy. Thank you, Backstage. Yeah, I'll get back to Wednesdays. It's been busy the last couple weeks. So once the lockout's over, I'll be doing Wednesday and Saturday. The next couple weeks might be a little bit busy. So from now, just the next couple weeks, going to be all Saturdays. But I'll get back to both of them. I will. Sure is a breakdown after his conduct. It's not wrong, Billy. I'm with you, man. Especially since he's been attacking the Yankees. Sure is just due for Tommy John. It's like so CJ, yeah. Yeah. Exposing Boris will get yeah. Boris needs to be called out, man. He needs to be called out. He really does. Top 2 manager in baseball. You have all these lists. Winning a tainted World Series doesn't make him a top 2 manager in baseball. Let's see him get to the playoffs and do really well with the Tigers. Then I'll start calling him top 2 manager. Until then, you have no credibility with the top 2 manager. Okay? Get real, dude. Tainted World Series. Cheating World Series. Okay? Posey in the World Series, yeah. I mean, Posey and Thurman Munson, I would have loved in the Hall of Fame, man. Marcus, man, it's a pleasure having you as the first one, man. Thank you for hanging out with us. Richard, man, I appreciate that, man. You're a man. Yankee fan for life, no doubt about it, man. Backstage is laying the law down, man, dude. Red Sox lover, big boy. That's a good one, man. That is a good one. Thurman Munson, man. I wish I would have been able to see him play. I wish I wouldn't have been able to see him play. I really do. I mean, he was a beast. Yeah, he epitomized the heart and soul of this team. He really, really did. Tough as nails, man. Great player. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, man. But with that, I'm going to wrap this up, guys and gals. I appreciate you just coming on. Thanks so much for spending a Saturday night with me. And hey, Jace, we're wrapping up. Obviously, we'll have one next Saturday night at 10 p.m. But if this thing ends before that, you're going to get a live stream the night it breaks. So have a great night, everybody. I appreciate all of yous, man. And thanks so much for coming. Always peace and love. Talk to you guys next time.